holy smokes, what is it, like, a few months, more than a few months. I've only been posting here and there, but I've been quite active on TikTok lately for some odd reason, but yeah, figured, like, since I wasn't doing anything, I just show everyone how I mix my music. So, but here, I got this song that I've been kind of playing around with some vocals I found on, what's it called again? Splice? So, yeah. Here, I'll just play it for you.
Need help, scream out, I'm losing touch, need you to save me. Confused, I'm so used to not getting what I want. Before it gets bad, gets worse, we get mad. Before you say something you can't take back, 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 something you can't take back.
Okay, so you kind of get the idea a little bit. So, yeah, that's a song I've been working on for it's holy smokes, like maybe a week now. But yeah, so basically, what we're doing today is not so much music creating as more so as a mixing session, essentially. So I usually don't like to combine the two, producing and mixing at the same time. So I usually start from here, so I'll go bar by bar. So I usually go like right here, so 5, and then, I'll go through everything with you. So, yeah. So here's the first one. Oh yeah, first, sorry. I don't know if anybody noticed, but it was a lot of red marks over here. So before I even start mixing, let's go to the loudest part of the song quick. Just go. I usually tend to do this all the time, so I'll just kind of... I don't know if any other mixing engineers do this, but I do this. I just kind of... So essentially what you want to do when you're mixing, let's bring it down even further. Let's bring it down a lot, actually. Yeah, what about that? That's a good. How's OBS doing? Wait, let's just see OBS quick. Okay. So yeah. So basically, the reason why I'm doing this right here, lowering everything, is so when I mix, I can actually, everything's going to come up in volume, essentially, and all the dynamics and everything is going to be pushed up, and, yeah, and then essentially it's going to be at a higher rate, and so when you go to master it, it's going to be a little bit easier when you master it. You can, you got a lot of that room there. So yeah. So let's start off with this first part right here. So I got a piano. I'll show you I guess, the way I mix when it comes to pianos and stuff like that. Oh shoot. Or like my methods. Okay. So essentially, this is everything's very low in volume, but for this essential, so we want it a little bit louder than everything else. So let's bring it up to about maybe 3.5, maybe. And then what we want to do is we want to cut out any unnecessary frequencies. We got a little bit tongue tied there. So, see, we went a little too far, so let's cut out about there. Maybe even get away with that. And essentially, this is where you kind of use your ears. You know, I always hear a lot of mixing engineers or see YouTube videos, basically YouTube videos saying that there's one specific way to mix, but essentially I kind of don't think there is. You essentially use your ear. So you don't want to do stuff like this, right? So you want to just do stuff like that. See what sounds good. Maybe boost, see how it sounds if I boost this. Right, we don't want to do that. See, right now it sounds a little bit muffled. So maybe we'll boost this a little bit. Okay, I'm kind of liking that. Next thing what we do, that's just like a rough, super rough mix. So I just, where's my, so I like using this because I can visually see it, but all stuff is the same, all compressors. So next thing I will compress everything. So what you want when you're compressing, right, is you see all this stuff right here. Here, look, I'll show you. Next is compression. So as you can see, all these different waveforms, you want them to be a little bit more even, right? You don't want one too loud, you don't want one too soft. And then your ratio essentially will, here look, I'll show you what happens. So you see this? Okay, so let me bring back the ratio. Look at what happens. You see? It doesn't go down as further, right? So if you want kind of a sharper dip on your compressor for it to start compressing, essentially evening out everything, the further up you're going to bring this, okay? So kind of keeps them a little bit even, so 3-2, right? And we don't want to do it too crazy because everything seems pretty even. Oh, yeah, there we go. You see, yeah, everything's nice and even. Very subtle. And my rule of thumb is for longer, like pianos, so long attack, long release, essentially. So stuff like basses, or plucks, or pads, right? You're gonna have longer releases, longer attacks, but stuff for like plucks, which we will do later, will have faster attacks and faster releases because, well, you'll see. So yeah, basically, that's basically all I do. I don't really do too much to it because, you know, it already sounds pretty decent when I listen back to it. The only thing right now is what I would do is I would probably add a little bit of reverb. You can use whatever reverb. I just like this reverb. Yeah, see? And then maybe just a little bit. If you have Logic, you could probably use a stereo spread, but I usually tend to use this. Just a little bit of this. right? Right, now it's going off to the sides there. So now let's move on to this. So we don't really need this too much. Same thing, cut out stuff we don't need, leave room for other instruments. So it looks like I'm kind of liking these frequencies right here a little bit. Let's see. Don't want them too apparent. And so essentially is, see, I'm just seeing where I want it. That's a little bit too strong, right? There we go. I tend to not really cut anything on the highs. That's just something I do. It's up to you if you want to cut the highs. We won't really need a compressor too much. Right? Because with the pad, you have to also think about when you're throwing compressors on things, you have to think about like, what's your goal, right? So a pad is essentially all over the place, and you kind of don't want it to be on essentially one volume, because it's kind of filling in the background stuff. So naturally, it will be all over the place. So we don't really want to compress it too much, right? Right? Maybe about there. Yeah, it's making some sort of popping noise, so right about there. You know, what I'm seeing is that I don't want all these peaks there, right? Okay, essentially just bring this up just a tiny bit. Want it a bit longer. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm liking it. Throw a little bit of ozone on there too. Just widen things a bit. It's already a little bit wide, so we'll just... There we go. Oh. So next is the only thing on this one. Okay, so for this one, we definitely will cut the highs on this. Right? So... we don't want too much of a strong cut. Right about there. Not too much. And the other thing too, people like to do this. I like to play with this. I actually don't use this at all. I don't use this. I usually use this. So this is actually better, to be honest, in my opinion. So right there. Not boosting too much. Right about there. So let's see how it sounds all together. You see how much room we made for the bass and how clear it is? So next thing on the list to do is we want to just put in a little bit of, just a tiny bit. You see all those little things? We want to bring those down just a tiny bit, just to even them out. And we'll just bring this up a bit. Okay, I'm kind of liking that. So let's keep it about there. And I don't put reverb on those. But literally, that's all I do with those. And then this one, I could show you how I did it, but there's really nothing we can do to this. Just because there's really no mixing needed in this situation. Besides maybe like a little bit of compression, maybe. But I've cut out all the highs and lows to achieve this. So here, I'll just show you how I made it quick. Just so essentially, I just took these, dragged it all the way this way. See, look. And it kind of creates this thing where it's kind of like almost creating a melody in some sort. So I just took the chorus and then I just put it back here. And I cut the highs and the lows, and I put a little bit of alto boy. You can actually achieve the same thing with default. I think it's a voice changer or whatever in Logic. But I put a little bit of that in there. But just because there's a little bit of like piercy dynamic sounds. Yeah, see. Yeah, so we just want to control those a little bit. So let's bring it up maybe about 4. Bring this down just a little bit. There we go. And just a tiny, tiny bit. Bring the mic up just a tiny, tiny bit. So let's see how that sounds. Okay, so next is we move on to the next one because we don't got anything else in that section. We'll do the kick last. I usually start from top to bottom. So the only thing in this part is we got this vocal here.
Need help, scream out.
And I believe I just have so what I like to do is I like to group things. So just to show you how to do that, if you click whatever, how many, right click, create track stack, and that's how I created this. And then on the master, I guess master bus, you could say. I mean master bus, voice bus maybe, but I just put a reverb on that. I like to bus my here. I'm just gonna go like this because when you put reverb on your actual track, I find that it pushes your vocals into the back there. So I kind of don't like that. So here I'll show you what I'll do. So if you go to your buses right here, and then we're gonna put ROM, and always to make sure you use the same reverb in your whole track. Like if you're gonna use one reverb for one vocal, use it for all your vocals. So yeah. Let me see.
Need help, scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to.
And then the other thing that I like to do is sidechain it. Sidechain this bus to its own track. So go into it, open whatever one. In Logic, you always have the sidechain option in the right hand side. Click, go to your vocal, which is what's it? F sharp 1. Is it? Okay. Hopefully this is it. Long phrase. Oh yeah, this one. So
Need help,
and turn on the side chain. And
need help.
no, I don't think it's it. Or is it this one? Colors? No. Take back. Oh wait. Oh, actually, maybe we'll do it on the bus. So, because we were busing everything in there. So, I think it's this one.
Need help.
Oh, there we go. See.
Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to
So essentially what that is doing is keeping the reverb in the back and keeping her voice in front.
need help. Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to save me.
Okay. But for this instance, I might actually, because this is actually its own track, I'm going to take this out. It's not really there. I'm just going to double check everything. And then... Okay, we're going to mix this whole thing differently. So these two tracks right here essentially need different volumes. So I'm going to take these out of the master track. So let's go like this. Right. So we only have the actual parts where she's actually singing. So actually, no, this one, she's singing this one. This one I kind of do something to the vocal. So we'll just go like this. And now we're just dealing with this. We'll just master, well, essentially mix it like it's one full track. So let's start with the channel EQ. I don't know why I can't get used to any other EQs. I like to just use this one. But cut out the lows.
Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to save me.
She's very...
Need help.
She's very breathy.
Need help. Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to save.
I guess these don't have to be so apparent, so just bring these down.
Need help.
There we go.
Scream out.
Maybe something like this.
Need help. Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to save me. Need help.
So I'm liking that. The next thing that I like to do is we're gonna go into isotope. You could find it in Logic too, but Nectar. So I'm gonna go into Nectar. I used to use the vocal assistant, but for some odd reason it just wasn't working for me. So a de-esser. So use a de-esser.
Need help. Scream out.
So what we want to do is we just want to...
Need help. Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to save me. Need help. Scream out.
There we go.
Losing touch. Need you to save me. Need help. Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to save me. Need help. Scream out.
And essentially you don't want to make it sound like she has a lisp, so you got to be careful with the de-essers, because the de-esser is essentially just taking out all the s's and the t-t-t-t.
Need help. Scream out.
Here, I'll show you what I mean. If I go like this,
Need help. Scream out.
yeah, see, it kind of sounds funny,
Need help.
especially if you do this.
Need help. Need help. Scream out. I'm
Yeah, it just kind of sounds really funny when you...
need help. Scream out. I'm
So maybe we'll just bring it up just a little bit, just so it's not...
need help. Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to save me.
There we go. We might as well use the compressor in here.
Need help.
It is made for vocals anyways.
Need help. Scream out.
So we're just gonna use the ratio, bring it maybe just a tad back.
Need help. Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you.
Maybe a longer attack.
Need help. Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to save me. Need help.
There we go. So I'm liking that. Actually, I just noticed that I put this on there. We'll just do this. We'll put the send on 16 over here. There we go.
Need help, scream out, I'm losing touch, need you to save me. Need help, scream out, I'm losing touch, need you to save me. Need help.
Okay. Next, what we want to do is we kind of just want to put a tiny bit of saturation on it. I think we can actually do that in here. So saturation. Oh yeah, for those who don't have this isotope and you can't find the saturation, it's in a weird place. You're gonna have to go to tape delay. I'm gonna find it there. So I think it's there. Yeah, it's one of the delays. I don't know why they have it in the delay section, but so saturation.
Need help.
Oh yeah, tape delay.
Scream out.
It's under tape delay. That's what I meant to say. We're just gonna go with warm.
Need help. Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to save me.
So, and the next thing what we want to do, maybe we'll add a little bit of this.
Need help. Scream out.
But I kind of don't want too much of that.
Need help. Scream out.
Oh yeah, we don't want too much of it, so.
Need help. Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to save me. Need help.
Next thing what we want to do is we just want to put a tiny bit of chorus. So we're just gonna have this one. Where is it again? I think it's under here. Specialized? No. Modulation. Okay. Spreader, ring shifter, modulation, delay, chorus. There it is. Okay.
Need help.
And we're just gonna bring it up not too much.
Need help. Scream out. I'm losing touch. Need you to save.
I mean, it sounds like you can't really hear too much, but it adds a lot. The little things do a lot.
Need help. Scream out.
And so the next thing what we want to do, let me see if there's anything we can do actually. We use the compressor, de-esser. I'm liking it. I'm liking her voice. So let's just leave it for now. There's really nothing I can think of at the moment. But we do have a kick here. So let's look at the kick. Le kick. So in the mix, we want this a little bit higher. Let's bring this up 2 dBs. Right. And this one, to be honest, there's really nothing we can do with this. Besides, let me just see quick. Yeah, no, there's really nothing we could do with that. You know, that, the reason why I don't do anything, there's no point of, what's the word? With my kicks, there's really no point because they're all going to be the same in terms of dynamics because I'm using the same kick. I copied and pasted it. So yeah, really no point to trying to mix it using a compressor on it or anything. Essentially maybe just, I already boosted it though. Yeah, I already boosted it. Yeah, no point. So let's move on to the next section. Little by little, we're getting there. Let's see what is...
Confused. I'm so used to not getting what I want. Before it gets bad, gets worse, we get mad. Before you say something you can't take back. Something you can't take back.
Okay, so in this section we have snaps. So I kind of, with this, maybe I'll just bring up to 6.5, 6.4. So I tend to not usually do too much. Maybe just about there. Just bring it up just a little bit. And I usually just leave these in there, you know. There's no point. They already kind of mixed it for you, you know what I mean? So I usually, when it comes to mixing like that, I don't do too much. Maybe we'll toss it to the right a little bit. Yeah. So usually all you can do, the little things like this, like snaps, put to the left and to the right. They're like accents, and yeah. So we had this in there. Let's mix these. And for this, as you can see, I put the reverb right on the track, so kind of putting it in the background. And for me, to be honest, I would actually like to hear a little bit out of here. See? Yeah, giving it a little bit more clarity. I would like to hear the bass a little bit more. And then let's go in. Let's just use a compressor. This is a different kind of compressor. We don't want too much, and we don't want a fast attack. We want a slower attack. Right there. Recovery is just another word for release. Okay, so I'm liking this compressor. It's not doing too much, and it's very calm the way it does everything. So really, there's nothing too much to do with there. So let's just push that to the left as well. So. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to move to the next section. So let's go to the next section. Oh.
Something you can't take back, something you can't take back.
Let's just move these here.
Something you can't take back, something you can't take.
Actually, we'll just go like this. We'll just push this up a little bit.
Something you can't take back, something you can't take back, something you can't take back. Something you can't take back, something you can't take back, something you can't take back.
Okay, so one thing I did notice, I was kind of ear piercing with my headphones on. Holy smoke. Was these right here. Holy. Yeah, so essentially, we want to bring that down. Actually, I'll leave that to the end. So what can we do in this? Let's leave this little automation snare there. Actually, there is nothing to do in that section. Just this. Okay, so let's just. Am I on there? Right here. So let's just see here. Yeah, see, that's why. So let's just bring this down. And then we're just going to cut, because when somebody listens to this, it's going to be very annoying. Right? So let's just... Yes, there we go. We don't want to... We also want it to be effective, but we don't want it to be... Yeah, we just don't want it to be too annoying. So that's why I do this. Now let's move on to this one. For this, we're just gonna... Because we want that to poke through. That doesn't really poke through too much in the mix. And also, let's just push this to the sides as well. Oh my god. There we go. Also, too, that's a little bit, just a tad bit too strong. Actually, no, it's alright. Okay. I think next on our list is, let's just do these first. Wait. Wait, these are the exact same ones. Why are they... Why isn't this one... wait. Okay. So just... We'll leave these guys, the percussion down here, till after. So first thing is first is the bass. Looks like I already kind of EQ'd it, but... Okay, I'm liking that. I'm liking that feel. To be honest, unless we're trying to achieve something here. Yeah, no, it doesn't really need compression. But what it does need is, it needs to be a little bit fatter. Let's put on the wiener. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's just move this down a little bit. I already EQ'd it, which is nice. And then, so let's move on to the... What I do want to do is I want to push this to the side. Sure, actually, let's do that within here. So let's push this one to there, there, and then there. Let's see how it sounds in the mix. Okay, I'm liking that. I think my headphones are a little bit glitchy. Kind of the same thing, but maybe we'll just kind of keep these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's kind of not too much, because this is more of a melodic kind of thing, so we want it down the center a little bit. So let's hear them together. Okay, next is the kick, so let's get the kick in here. So what we do want is we want the kick to be impactful, so let's bring it to Not too much. Do I got gain? Oh, okay, so we don't need that on there. Same with this, bring it up to maybe 23, 22, bring it up to 21. I don't do too much with the kicks. I literally only have EQs on there. So we're gonna mix this as just one whole thing. This is the snare. So first things first is the EQ. Okay. I'm kind of liking that. Okay, I like how loud the snare is in the mix. Let's go with a compressor. And right here, because it's a shorter sounding, there's a fast attack on that snare, we're going to have a shorter attack. Okay, so I'm liking that. And we'll just drift this off to the side a little bit. Okay, I'm liking it. We've already dealt with those. Let's do the crash. And for this one, let's wait, because we want this one to surround. So this is the crash. We want it to surround everybody. There we go. And then we also want to cut those lows. Let's go like this. There's a lot of highs. Let's cut those unnecessary highs. Bring a bit more clarity. Okay, this is getting obnoxious. Right? Okay, there we go. And then I got a little bit of this in there. Just kind of go like that. Cut around this. Let's bring this in a little bit more, refine it. Put a bit of reverb on there. Fill out that empty space. I could have just, oh no, never mind. Wrong. Okay. So let's keep that there. This is the impact that we got here. Just move this a bit over. So, well, that really speaks for itself. We don't really need to do anything. Okay, so next is these, which is a very important part of the track where we get all the energy from. So I'm just going to move it over here because that's where everything is. So padding and stuff like that is important here. So first let's figure out where we want some things. So let's put this to the side there. And let's just kind of, let's kind of keep that down the center. Let's see this one. Right. And then this one, I already panned it. We got this nice stereo image. Not totally stereo, but next thing is to EQ everything. So let's EQ it. So we're just going to kind of go like, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Okay. That's all that needs. not too much dynamics going on. So this one may need more, maybe compressing. So maybe around here. Okay, I'm liking that. Oh, sorry, I almost forgot this. This we don't really need too much. What was I gonna do? Okay, what's this? Okay, compressor. Let me look. Shorter attack. We want shorter attack, shorter release. We're gonna need more of this. Okay, just bring it up just a bit. Don't want to ruin the mix now, so that's all we'll do. Okay. So we're just gonna do this. Even that out a lot. So these are the exact same sample and sound, so I'm just going to drag them this way. To be honest, I don't think those need, just from the sound. I don't want to do too much, because if you do too much to anything, you'll overmix it and it won't sound good. It'll sound oversaturated. Okay, I'm liking that. Just a little bit of compression. There we go. And the one thing that we do need to do though is we need to send everything to a drum bus. So let's send that to a bus. Just bring it up a little. Let's go to bus 18. We are just going to put some, whatchamacallit, on there. Saturation. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Saturation. On here, I don't know why it's called that. Percussion, we're just going to put drums. Oh, sorry. That's a sculptor. We'll keep it on there though. Exciter, that's what it's called. Just a little bit of that. Just a little bit of that. So essentially, look, without. Lots of energy. Now, of course, we're going to EQ it. Wait, what? Oh, okay, there's stuff going through there. Okay. We're also going to send these kicks into there. but we're not going to send too much into it. Just a little bit. There we go. And what we also want to do for this is we want to send it to the sides. It's kind of a trick that it makes your drums pop a little bit more. So, isotope, also imager, and just crank it. Just like. Okay. So I'm liking that. We'll leave the snaps out of there. So yeah, in terms of drums and everything, I think that's good. So let's see how it sounds with the thing. So that is sounding super nice. Next, let's do these. Oh no, we did that. Where's the vocals? My vocal chops. Okay, these. Really, these? I pre-mix this, so like, cause I already know what sound I want. So really, just levels here. That a lot, so it sounds like we may, well, by the looks of it, I need all of this. So let's grab everything. Let's just see if we got everything, if we mixed everything. We don't necessarily need this. Yeah, these we don't need. These are tracks that we didn't use. Right? Even this. Oh, these are the kicks. See what this is? Yeah, tracks I didn't use. What is this? Oh, was that something I accidentally dragged out? So looks like we may have gotten everything. Let's just see. I try not to overthink things when it comes to mixing. If it sounds good in the moment, I just leave it. So let's listen back to that. Let's see how it sounds now. I'll just start from here.
Something you can't take back. 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 Something you can't take back.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like we got everything. I'm liking that mix, so it's actually pretty jamming. So what I will do next is we're going to take this and we're going to go to isotope. We're going to use those on 10. And essentially what we are going to do is we're going to boost everything. So we're just going to go over here. just one. And what else we're gonna do is we're just gonna, not that. Just maybe just even this out a bit. Okay, so I'm liking that. Vintage EQ tape limiter. So let's use the vintage limiter. Okay, maybe I should turn it down here too, because it's gonna get pretty loud. And then after that, oh yeah, why don't I just use this? I'm not. So, I know I just used this. It's a little bit of cheating, but what I like to do is we're just going to put that to 1. Let's bring the threshold back up. So that's the maximizer. Dynamics, let's see what we can. So, I'm not sure if we need this. I know when it comes to mastering, you're just kind of like edging, creating a sharper edge essentially. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what that's doing. I'm not much of a mastering person, but yeah. So yeah, you're just seeing my actual, like, what I actually do when I'm making my tracks. So I might just leave this. I'm almost pretty sure I don't want too much gain in that right over there. Maybe over here, maybe just to boost right here. Okay, so I'm liking this setup right here. Oh, my phone's going off. So yeah, that's how I mix my stuff. So yeah, hope you had a good time, and peace out. And maybe you'll see the song on my channel. But yeah, anyways, peace out and have a good new year, alright?